this is something that isn't successful this year, could you try again next year, or do you have to wait for the next 60-day session? Or I know, I guess this would be tied to a general election, would be my understanding.
No, it's my understanding. I mean, we're still hopeful. You know, this session's never over until it's over, and so we're certainly not in any way giving up on this. But if we are not successful, then we will come back next year, and we will work during the interim to gather more support.
You talk in the way of percentages. What does that? What's the dollars that you'd be adding to the school budget for a year?
Well, I can speak just in kind of broad generalizations. Okay, so let's say the fund is $10 billion. Every percent that you take out would be worth about $100 million. So if early childhood was to get 1.5%, it would be about $150 million, roughly, that would go to early childhood. An additional 0.5%, let's say, for education would be an additional $50 million. So that gives you just kind of a rough idea. Let me just say that all of our early childhood programs right now, all of them, put them all together, are less than $50 million. So $150 million for early childhood will greatly increase our capacity. We're serving less than 5% of our kids in the state with parental involvement or home visiting programs. We're reaching a fraction of our kids with pre-K programs. And as you're probably aware, we've just cut eligibility for child care assistance in half. And we weren't reaching enough kids even when the program was whole. So the need is great in terms of early childhood, and the potential for improving outcomes for kids when they begin school is enormous. The data on the success of these programs is enormous. So we really feel like this is a wise investment. It sounds like a lot of money to go from the little bit that we have in early childhood to $150 million. But when you think that we're spending, what are we spending on education? $3 billion?
Yeah.
Roughly $3 billion on education. $150 million to prepare kids for school and improve outcomes when they get to school is a very wise investment. And let me just say too, there's an evaluation component of this. So we're going to sunset it in 10 years, the early education part. It sunsets in 10 years. By that time, the kids who are born today, we will be able to show that the kids who are born today have improved third grade reading scores, which is kind of the target that everybody's looking at now. And we will prove